अस्सलाम वालेकुम ख़वातीन और हज़रात, वेलकम बैक टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ डिजिटल बिज पॉडकास्ट। आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं एक बहुत ही ख़ास मेहमान तहसीन, CEO ऑफ सेलर डाउनटाउन। वेलकम तहसीन।
Walaikum Assalam. Thank you so much for having me here. So good to see you again. It's been some time.
थैंक यू तहसीन। आज की पॉडकास्ट बड़ी ख़ास होने वाली है हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए, क्योंकि हम कुछ बड़ी बेसिक चीज़ें डिस्कस करने वाले हैं, जिनमें से कुछ हमारे मेन पॉइंट्स ये होंगे कि हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि किस तरीके से कोई भी पाकिस्तान में रहते हुए आप किस तरीके से डिजिटल स्पेस के अंदर ग्रो कर सकते हैं, किसी भी स्किल को सीख कर उसको मार्केट में सेल कैसे कर सकते हैं। और जो दूसरा इस पॉडकास्ट का मेन एजेंडा होगा वो ये होगा कि हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि आप अपनी अमेज़ॉन की एजेंसी को किस तरीके से बिल्ड कर सकते हैं और किस तरीके से इंटरनेशनली उसको एक बेहतरीन SOPs के साथ सेल कर सकते हैं। सो ये कुछ चीज़ें डिस्कस करेंगे। तहसीन, बिफोर वी स्टार्ट आई वुड लाइक टू नो अबाउट योर अर्ली एज। कैसे स्पेंड हुई आपकी यूनिवर्सिटी का एक्सपीरियंस, को किस यूनिवर्सिटी से आप पास आउट हुए और एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था?
Sure. I belong to Kasur, Pakistan, and early age, may I used to live in Phulnagar. That's a city close to Lahore. I mean, with the growth of society and everything, I see it becoming a part of Lahore in like 10, 20, 30 years. But I मेरा बचपन वहाँ पे गुजरा and then I came to Lahore in class 6 to 12 तक I studied in Punjab school, just a normal school. I studied in Pakistan. That was a good experience. It's a very good. I'm not sure if it's a good college nowadays, but it used to be in my days. I guess I'm old now. And then I went to NUST for my engineering degree. I have an electrical engineering degree, and turns out I graduated as a graphic designer with
Oh,
an
interesting.
electrical engineering degree. So yeah, I was working when I was in Nust. I was working and I had a one person slash some a small agency for graphic design, and I graduated with that. So that was I graduated in COVID. So COVID में यूनिवर्सिटी से निकल के directly office build up किया, and then the agency shift was from design to Amazon, and not just an agency build up actually. So yeah, that's how I came to Amazon pretty much. That's where I am right now.
Fantastic. Tessin, would you like to share what was the reason behind shift from engineering to design? These are totally different domains.
Right. Engineering is nice. It's just that I just didn't like the technical part of it. So I wasn't really sure what to do with my career. I went to the degree that people liked, I guess, and who be the one that people want to get into. I just got into it. I finished it. Alhamdulillah, I was all right in studies as well. And I was just working to see what's next. And at that time, graphic design was starting out. I mean, with the whole logo design thing, it was starting out. I chose a niche, started working on it, and for quite a few years, I was the lead guy in that. I even know my students who are now my competition right now in that niche, in that small part of the world. And yeah, that's how I got into the graphic design.
And
And
are
when I
you
graduated,
talking about
Mhm.
what was the year? It was 2016.
I started working in 2016. I was a writer at that time,
Okay.
and then I shifted to graphic design in 2017. And I was only doing graphic design up until 2020 end, at least, yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I shifted to Amazon around that time, I guess.
Okay. So then, what was the reason behind this next shift from designing to Amazon?
Right. So the thing is, I don't like to do things which everyone can do. So the understanding that I have is it's a pie, and you have to take a part of it.
Okay.
But if everybody knows about the location of the pie, then you don't get a lot of it. So, for example, if you see an opportunity being advertised in the billboard or in Facebook ads, the opportunity is long gone. That's my understanding. Okay. So, if every Tom, Dick, and Harry can do it, and then it's not worth to be exploring. That's my understanding of opportunities. So that is why everyone could do it at that time. So I thought, let's see what else is out there. And at that time, PPC, Amazon PPC was a bit difficult. and a lot of people, not a lot of people knew about it. So I just explored that. That kind of acted as my pivot to Amazon.
Okay, sounds good. And right now you are a CEO of Seller Downtown. Would you like to share what you guys are doing exactly in this company?
Right. It's a bit hard sharing what I do because I
Okay.
don't do anything as per my friends. But we handle compliance and catalog for marketplace brands. Yeah, that's one line of description of that I've come up with. But basically, we handle issues for people.
Okay, so they say you have said very specific service that you are offering in this niche. What is the reason behind this? Because why I'm asking, a lot of people are offering these services and they claim that they can do private label from product research to sourcing and each and everything. So
Right.
why you guys are so niche now?
Because majority companies which are big enough to afford us do not want people who are jack of all trades. They want people who are master of
Okay,
one. Again, we do have all of those services as well, but we really don't want to offer them to any just about anyone. So, for example, for our product research, let's say, so we work with one
okay,
company to build out their product research pipeline. That's a lot different than product hunting. So the thing is, आपकी जो normal product hunting हो रही है वो बहुत different है. It's almost BS. Okay. और जो pipeline building है वो बहुत different है. That's you're thinking about a brand, how to build a brand, and you're thinking about how to build a space in the niche, and not just about ये launch कर लेते हैं अच्छी लगेगी. Yeah, that is a different game. And the reason we have specific services is because people who have built brands, bigger brands, they understand that hey, you can't be jack of all trades. You have to build teams, you have to build systems, and that is only possible when you have specific services.
okay, very perfect. So they see my next question would be, I would like to discuss more
Mhm.
about your agency. There is a one very common issue that everyone is facing right now nowadays, that is related to HR. How you guys find out
Right.
right candidate for your requirement?
Right.
So,
This is a common issue. I understand.
yeah,
Very hard to find, good human resource. Of course, there's a training part involved as well. Well, majority of the times what we hire for is just aptitude, and because we understand that we can train them ourselves.
okay,
As of right now, nobody has come into my agency and said, "Hey, I know how to do things," and we'll just take it from there. Every agency needs SOPs. So the SOPs are the reason why each employee will be able to work in the exact same purpose, in the exact same process as they intended, as it is intended, of course. So the SOPs, and then ultimately you need to have a good pipeline of human resources planned out. So, for example, if you advertise a job and then you only got 5 responses, then no wonder you didn't get the right resource. You didn't even have an option. From the 5 resources, two will show up for an interview. Not even that, of course. 40% don't show up for interviews, and you will be forced to hire one, and that is how you will be making a mistake. So, for example, if you don't find good candidates, that's a different issue. That's an advertisement issue. You're not placed in different portals. You're not on Rosie.pk. You're not on LinkedIn. Maybe you're not on Facebook, right? So like, not a lot of people saw your post. That's
exactly,
one different issue. Then once you have the candidates, it's another step to filter the candidates, right? So what we have is we have an aptitude test that we have them go through, and then we have the final interview that we conduct, and we hire on probation. So you come in, you have a lower salary, and you have an incentive plan, a training plan laid out for you for the first 3 months, saying, hey, you need to be able to do this, 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 and this for your first permanent salary to come in 2 months or 3 months. We don't care. We need the plan to be done.
okay, perfect. Tessin, I would like to say, when you say you need to build SOPs for HR or for each and every department, how you can explain exactly what do you mean by SOPs in any department, and what are the basically
Right.
action steps for this?
Right. So the thing is, there are two kinds of SOPs. One is written SOPs, one is video SOPs. Okay. Now the
Okay.
thing is, video SOPs are easy to build. That's what I recommend to everyone. Hey, just maybe you can talk different things as well. You can explain things in them as well. You can take a pause, try and explain why you did something. It's very hard to build worded SOPs. Okay. But worded SOPs are better in terms of saying if you want to change them, you can change them easily.
Okay.
So that is two types of SOP. So as of right now, if you don't have an SOP, just buy a Loom account and get it going. Start with the take your day, try and see what you do on a daily basis, and just record everything. As of right now, what I have in my agency is if you are doing something that has never been done before, you have to record it. So everyone is making SOPs as they're doing it, and I make a lot of them as well. Yeah, still.
Okay. Perfect. So this is you have mentioned one thing that you have never ever hired expert guy, like you train people and then you guide them your SOPs that you have built with the past 1 and 2 years.
Mhm.
So there is a very common problem in industry that after whenever you will train someone for 3 to 4 months or even for 1 year, normally they quit their job whenever they get higher salary from any other agency or company. So how you tackle this?
Right. Right. So again, that's how capitalism works. So I can't really have an answer for that. But people leave when they don't see a pathway for them. That's what I
Okay.
have seen in my very humble experience. Of course, I haven't been in the position for that long. I haven't managed hundreds of people yet, so I can only speak from my humble experience. So what I have seen is that people leave when there is no pathway, and then there is the financial thing as well, right? So for example, if you're offering, let's say X amount, I don't want to name a number, okay? Let's say
Okay.
X amount, and somebody comes in at 3X, and they're gonna leave. No, not even a second opinion about it, okay? And I will even encourage them to leave, okay? No worries at all. They're good friends still. A lot of people who have left my company for much higher salaries. I mean, today I told another director from another company to refer one of my employees for another position because the salary
Okay.
is higher. I think she'll be a great opportunity for her. Not even an issue. So, financial position aside, that is a financial decision. The company has to make a decision, right, on that. Again, you need to have good salaries, of course, as well. That's something that is for granted, right? You need to have good salaries, competitive salaries. But ultimately, what you want to have is a good learning pathway for them. And after that, if somebody leaves, then it's their fault. It's their loss. And if they leave for good money, that's their gain as well, of course. So you have to understand and you have to plan for those things. You have to have that training structure. You have to have new employees coming in, and that pipeline is the main thing, not stopping people from leaving. That cannot happen.
Okay, sounds good. So, Tessin, is there any specific plan for are you hiring people on commission basis or something like this?
No, no,
Not at all. So, everyone is on a fixed
not at
salary.
all. Yeah, some people have bonuses attached to their salaries based on performance of certain portfolio. I don't want to say portfolio because that is not what that is. Portfolio is a PPC portfolio. If I say a
Okay,
portfolio, then everyone is going to assume that I'm talking about a PPC portfolio.
exactly.
So I'm not talking about that. But people have bonuses attached to their salaries, but generally speaking, no, fixed salaries.
Okay, sounds good. So, Tessin, I want to go a bit back. Uh, what
Okay.
if you will start your Amazon agency right now today? So, how you will manage things like when you will hire HR accountant or when you are going to hire technical guys, and how you will build a pipeline or a system for sales of agency, obviously how you will get clients, what will be your roadmap?
Right, right, right. Let me think about it. Okay. काफी टाइम हो गया नहीं सोचा कि नई एजेंसी किस तरह शुरू करनी
Sure,
है.
sure.
अच्छा, इस तरह है कि देखें, इन द वेरी स्टार्ट यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट सेल्स ओनली. सही है. Again, it depends if you're starting out alone, if you're starting out in multiple partners, of course, or multiple partners, and then people can One can be in the operation side of things, one can be in the other side of things in terms of sales side, right? So your sales have, I think if you're starting alone, 80% of your time should go to sales in the very start. Absolutely. And then build operations slow and steadily. Do the sales, fulfill it yourself in 20% time. Make sure of that. I mean, if you start right now and you get so much work that you are overwhelmed in the first month, then you are a sales guy. Don't just do operations at all. Just be the sales guy. You must be crazy good, right? But generally, what happens is that you start working on sales and then they happen with time, of course, right? You build your authority, you try and actually get the knowledge as well while you're working on it. So, it takes some time. That is when you should be only focusing on sales. So, focus on sales first, get some clients first, then build the operations slowly and steadily, of course, right? So your first thing, you should be the sales guy, hire for operations. As of right now, I think I would suggest to hire for operations and not train, because we have a lot of talent for Amazon right now in Pakistan. We can hire people. Now, it was not the case 1.5 years ago. Okay, so good talent was rare to find back, but 1.5 years back. Now
Tehsin,
you have a lot of agencies and
Tehsin,
talent.
I would like to add one thing. When you say hire a
Okay,
technical guy, would you like to hire on salary basis or on a percentage,
salary
something like
basis.
this? Like if
Salary
in some
basis.
cases.
Percentage is a partner.
Okay, perfect. So in some cases, let's suppose you have just started your agency and you got first client and you are unable to satisfy in the first or second month, and he
Okay,
just quit your this project. So how you are
okay.
going to manage the person you have hired on a fixed salary? So what will be your
If you
strategy?
only get one client for 2 months, then you might not be a good sales guy.
Okay, that's pretty
That's
interesting.
the goal.
Interesting.
That's the goal. If you only get one client in 2 months, then you might not be a good sales guy. You have to get more clients. So again, you have to think about it. So the thing is, if you read $100 million offers from Alex Hormozy, what he describes is that you can build two different offers. Okay, so one of them is difficult to sell, easy to fulfill, and the other one is easy to sell, difficult to fulfill. So what ends up happening is you build offers which are easy to sell, difficult to fulfill. For example, private label, easy to sell, इतने पैसे डालो जानी प्रॉफिट ही प्रॉफिट आएगा.
Exactly.
बेहतरीन, जिंदगी जिंदगी में काम करने की जरूरत नहीं होगी, ठीक है ना. गिग रैंक हो गई, लिस्टिंग रैंक हो गई, तुम्हें जिंदगी में काम नहीं करना पड़ेगा, सब कुछ मैं इसमें कर दूंगा, तुम्हारा भाई है ना.
Passive income.
दैट इज बुलशिट. हाँ, पैसे इनकम, ठीक है ना, दैट इज बुलशिट, ठीक है ना.
Exactly.
बुलशिट नहीं बेचनी. बेचना वो है तो फुलफिल भी कर पाओ. ये ट्रिक है दरम्यान के अंदर. और मेजोरिटी जो है वो बुलशिट बेचती है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली. अगेन यू हैव टू लर्न विद द प्रोसेस, ऑफ कोर्स. आपको पता है कैसे लगेगा कि बुलशिट है ये. You have to learn with the process. I'm not looking down on anyone. I'm just saying, read up on things, try and see. For example, if you go right now, you're starting an agency, you can go and meet five people. You can go and meet five people from different, not even CEOs. Go and meet employees of different agencies. Yeah, you're starting an agency now. So go and meet employees of different agencies. ये सर्विस कैसे चलती है, इस सर्विस के बैकएंड पे क्या काम होता है, ठीक है. देन स्टार्ट टू सेल देम ना यार. दैट्स द ट्रिक. हमारे यहाँ पे कौन काम ही होता है कि आज तक जिंदगी में काम नहीं किया, सेल कर लिया है, अब बंदा लुट रहे हैं परसेंटेज पे, आधे को बंदा काम कर दे, जो जो तुम्हें पता ही नहीं होता कैसे लोग करा कैसे लोगे तुम.
बिल्कुल
ये
नहीं
मसला
सही.
आता है अक्सर.
एग्री. एग्री. यस तहसीन, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप जो है ना पहले उस नीच का बड़े अच्छे से नॉलेज ले लें, उसके बाद एजेंसी स्टार्ट करें. लाइक व्हाट आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस इन लास्ट 1 ईयर. बहुत सारे लोग क्या करते हैं कि वो जैसे उनके ज़हन में ख्याल आता है ना कि उनको अमेज़ोन पे काम करना चाहिए, तो वो एकदम से पहला स्टेप जो उनके ज़हन में होता है वो ये था कि अच्छा मुझे फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई हैव टू क्रिएट माई ओन एजेंसी एंड देन आई विल सी कि क्लाइंट कैसे आएंगे, एसओपीज़ कैसे बिल्ड होंगे और ऑपरेशंस
राइट.
को कैसे मैनेज करना है. सो योर पॉइंट इज़ वेरी वैलिड कि यू शुड मीट एटलीस्ट 5 पीपल्स जो उस नीश के अंदर अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, और देन आप फिगर आउट करें कि आपके
एग्जैक्टली.
लिए क्या काम कर सकता है. आई एग्री ऑन दिस के इन सम केसेस बहुत सारी पाकिस्तान की एजेंसीज हैं जो कंप्लीट प्राइवेट लेवल की सर्विसेज ऑफर करती हैं. दे आर डूइंग प्रीटी गुड. एंड इन सम केसेस देयर आर एजेंसीज जो सिर्फ पीपीसी पे स्ट्रिक्ट हैं, कुछ एजेंसीज हैं जो सिर्फ सोर्सिंग की सर्विसेज देते हैं. सो इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप आइडेंटिफाई करें कि आपके लिए क्या चीज़ वर्क करने वाली है. सो
Absolutely.
I agree with it. So my next question would be Tehsin, when you have just built your agency and everything is going well, आपने एजेंसी स्टार्ट की, आपने एक एसओपीज बिल्ड की है और आपने अपने जितने टीम मेंबर्स हैं उनको एक अपने ऑफिस के अंदर एक कल्चर क्रिएट की है. सो हाउ यू शिफ्ट दिस कल्चर टू द न्यू एम्प्लॉयज़ जिन्होंने अभी जस्ट कंपनी ज्वाइन किया, आप शिफ्ट करने का प्रोसीजर क्या होता है?
दिस इज अ गुड क्वेश्चन बाय द वे. देखिए इस तरह है कि जो आपका कल्चर होता है ना वो खुद ब खुद जाता है, ठीक है. सो अब सिर्फ जो क्वेश्चन रह रहता है ना दरम्यान में वो रहता है कि आपका जो कल्चर है वो एक्चुअल कल्चर है या वो आपको लगता है कि कल्चर है.
ओके,
सही है.
इंटरेस्टिंग.
आपका जो कल्चर है वो आपकी बुक्स में या आपके जहन में है या एक्चुअल में है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से न्यू गाय कम्स टू मी राइट नाउ एंड आई से ओके यार ये एक काम है, ये कोर्स पढ़ो बैठ के. पहला काम, पहले हफ्ते में सिर्फ पढ़ते ही है वो, सही है. आके कोई भी नया लड़का आता है वो सिर्फ पहले हफ्ते में कोर्स पढ़ता है बैठ के, ठीक है ना. मुझे कंफर्म होता है किसी ने गन मारा होगा, किसी ने किसी कोर्स की वीडियो देखी होगी, उसमें ये पढ़ा होगा उसने, वो बाद में किसी की जगह भी लगा देगा. नहीं नहीं भाई, इस तरह भी हो जाता है. 2 साल पुरानी वीडियो होती है, उसका सत्यानाश हो रहा था काम का.
एक्सैक्टली.
तो वो सबसे पहले सबसे लेटेस्ट टॉप ऑफ द लाइन कोर्सेज अवेलेबल होते हैं. सब कुछ सबको वो सिर्फ कोर्स पढ़ाते हैं हम बैठ के, ठीक है. हफ्ते बाद उसने मेरे पास आना कि जी कोर्स हो गया, अब क्या करूंगा, ठीक है. अब हम कहते हैं कि जी अच्छा, आपने एक काम करो, फलाने के पास जो काम कर रहा है उससे बोलो आधा मैंने करना है, ठीक है. अब अगर उस जो फलाना है उसने मेरे से सीखा हुआ होगा या उसने किसी और से सीखा हुआ होगा और कंपनी में हेल्प करने का कल्चर होगा एक दूसरे को, तो वो करवा देगा. अगर वो हेल्प वाला कल्चर सिर्फ आपको लगता है कि है और एक्चुअल में नहीं है, तो फिर वो नहीं करवाएगा, ठीक है. तो जो कल्चर है, जो शैडो का कल्चर है थोड़ा सा, बेसिकली पाकिस्तान या इंडिया में आपके जो मेजोरिटी कल्चर है वो उस्ताद शागिर्दी वाला है, ठीक है ना. यू हैव टू शैडो पीपल, देन यू लर्न विद द टाइम. सही है. इट्स नॉट लाइक आपने अकाउंटेंट बनना है तो आप जो है ना वो जाके किताबें पढ़ना शुरू कर दो और फिर परसों आप अकाउंटेंट बन जाओगे. दैट्स नॉट हाउ इट वर्क्स. जो जो बड़ी लेवल पे काम चल रहा है, फॉर एग्जांपल जो आपकी अकाउंटेंसी फर्म्स हैं, जो आपकी जो ये लॉ में प्रैक्टिस है, आपकी मेडिसिन में प्रैक्टिस है, दे आर बेसिकली शैडोइंग. अगर उन सब
एग्री.
प्रोफेशन ने ये फिगर आउट किया है कि पहले शैडो होगा देन यू विल डू द थिंग्स ना, तो आपको शैडो पे लगाना पड़ेगा, ठीक है. अब बच्चा आता है कोर्स पढ़ के, वो कहता है नहीं मैं तो प्राइवेट लेवल एक्सपर्ट हूँ, ठीक है. तो वो तो नहीं ना हो सकता फिर, ठीक है. तो बच्चे को भी समझना पड़ेगा कि एक्सपर्ट मैं बन गया हूँ, फिर सीखना मैंने है अभी, ठीक है. और जो आपको एज अ सीईओ या एज अ डायरेक्टर ऑफ ई कॉमर्स लेट से आपको भी देखना है कि जी लेट से मेरा टैलेंट ट्रेन हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, मेरे बच्चे को समझ आ रही है कि नहीं आ रही है. उसको जहां से वो पढ़ रहा है, पहली बात तो उर्दू हमने बैन की हुई है, उर्दू का कोई लेक्चर नहीं देखना आपने. एसओपीस में एक वीडियो उर्दू की नहीं है,
Okay, so
ठीक है.
what is the
राइट.
reason?
सो द थिंग इज वट एवर इज इन इंग्लिश ना, बिकॉज द थिंग इज अमेजोन यहाँ पे तो ये जो है ये हंसनी आ जाती है, मियाँ वाली में तो याद नहीं हुआ. अमेजोन अमेजोन जो है वो तो अमेजोन में यूएस में है, ठीक है. जब मार्केट वहां की है तो एक्सपर्ट्स भी वहीं के होंगे. जब एक्सपर्ट्स वहां के हैं तो टेक्निक्स भी वहीं से आएंगी. जब टेक्निक्स वहां से आ रही हैं तो आपके पास जो उर्दू में आता है वो वही आता है जो उन्होंने कहा होता है 6 महीने पहले, साल पहले. तो ऑलमोस्ट गारंटी है कि उस टाइम तक उन सब ने फायदा उठा लिया है. अब वो काम नहीं करती होंगी चीजें मेजोरिटी ऑफ द टाइम, ठीक है. तो अब वो आपके पास आ जाता है, ठीक है. तो इस चक्कर में जो है वो आपका इंफॉर्मेशन जो है वो आप पहले से ही डिसएडवांटेज पे हो, जितनी मुझे ट्रेनिंग कर लो बैठ के आप अपनी, ठीक है. इसलिए हम कहते हैं कि जी आपने सीखना है तो इंग्लिश में सीखना है. इसलिए वन ऑफ द वेरी फ्यू थिंग्स जो कि हम इस पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करते वो इंग्लिश होती है. एप्टीट्यूड और इंग्लिश पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करते हम लोग, कि आपको आती है तो आप आ सकते हैं, नहीं आती तो आप फिर थोड़ा ट्रेन अपने आप को खुद कर लें, उससे पहले यू कैन नॉट जॉइन अस.
So
Unfortunately, as racist as it seems, I am sorry, doesn't work for me.
Yes, it sounds good. I think so. It is something very basic और आप इसके बगैर नहीं चल सकते. So Tessin, we were
Right,
discussing about culture. So I would say कि sometimes ऐसा ज़रूर होता होगा कि आपकी टीम के अंदर कुछ conflicts आते होंगे employees के बीच में या फिर higher management के साथ. So how you guys manage conflicts?
right. uh, I just think it depends on the team, ठीक है ना. Obviously, it's easier to manage homogeneous team, it's difficult to manage heterogeneous team. So for example, if you have people who are at different age groups, who are at different backgrounds, who are at different job responsibilities, they're going to have conflicts. Of course they're going to have it, but your job is basically to deal with the conflicts and to deal with them in a fair way, because the moment you take it aside, then it opens the door to politics. Because someone might be able to get a promotion by because he was a friend of mine or he was a friend of a friend of mine. That cannot happen, unfortunately. So if that happens, then you are on the way to the hell. So that has to be managed in a professional manner. If you don't let it grow big, then that I think is the key to avoiding politics in a very small setup, right? As long as, for example, you're going to have 50 employees and you're not going to have politics, that's impossible, right? You're going to have 100 employees and you're not going to have politics, that's impossible as well. So it for a small business, for a small agency, it is possible. For a bigger agency, it might not be possible because there are multiple hierarchies, and with hierarchies, human nature acts as well. And you have some sort of politics, but you being able to be fair is, I think, one of the most important things to avoid that as much as possible, as much as humanly possible.
Okay, perfect. So Tessin, my next question would be I would like to know more about a very important thing जो सबके लिए एक challenging issue होता है वही होता है sales. कंपनी के अंदर रेवेन्यू
Right.
कैसे लेके आ जाए. सो इफ समवन हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड कंपनी और इवन आई वुड लाइक टू नो if you would like to share about your agency, what are the SOPs in your agency, how you guys are getting revenue, or if someone is going to start just from the base scratch, so how he can build funnel or sales for his company.
Right. I might not be the best person to answer this. Let me be very honest. Okay, I might not be the best person to answer. Let
so,
me
so
explain
let
why.
so let me add a question. Are you a technical guy on your agency or a sales guy?
It always comes to that. It always comes to that. Am I the technical guy or am I the sales guy? I'm both. Okay,
Okay,
I am both. Um, I like to be on sales calls, but I also like to be on, you know, on the technical side of things as well. But let's go one step back. Okay, let's go one step back.
sure.
The thing is, majority of our revenue has been from inbound. Okay, and that has been from the marketing that we have put out. uh, Me writing, long ass paragraphs on Facebook about PBC in 2020 might have been the
Yeah.
one, right? Or us as a company giving, working on our marketing and working on our outreach as well. Very minimal, of course, not major outreach over there, but majority of the work that we have gotten or we get is through referrals. We have very good networks. Again, it comes to the offer as well, right? So if you build offers which are easily sellable, you get more clients, right? But if you are able to build out specific offers for specific clients, you might be able to even get offers which are difficult to sell. So you are able to sell them because you know people who know people, but you are able to fulfill them as well. So that balance is the main thing. You're able to build offers which are win-win. If an offer is a
Okay.
win-win, it's very hard to say no. Okay. Uh, I was gonna name an offer, but I thought I should not be saying it on podcast.
Sure. Sure. Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
So are you guys are not on Upwork or LinkedIn? Sorry, no, not on Fiverr.
No. My design agency is on Fiverr. Yes.
So
But my mhm.
sure, sure, sure.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes, yes, I'm listening.
Okay, so my design agency on Fiverr. Design agency is on Fiverr. My Amazon agency is not on Fiverr. My do we have a gig? We might have a gig here and there. I don't know. Okay, not that I know of. Okay, maybe a few dollars have come in. Okay, maybe. And Upwork, no, we're not on Upwork. Majority of the workings are from inbound that we have received in LinkedIn, Facebook, majority of the time. Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
I'm not the sales system guy. That might be the right description for it.
Okay, okay. So I think so. Anyway, you have explained very well. I would like to add another question that is very common
Hmm.
related to every agency owner, or you can say sales guy, bear with this. That is how you guys manage communication with your clients, and what is the basic SOPs in your agency that help you to retain clients for the long term.
Right. So communication is very important for clients. We use WhatsApp/Slack. Slack for more built out companies. WhatsApp for clients which are still in the infancy stage of their companies. They're not so fancy yet. Let's just say they don't have big teams yet. That's why we use WhatsApp for them. But Slack is for the bigger companies, of course. They prefer to use Slack because WhatsApp is not professional, not very organized. WhatsApp is a rubbish tool as a communication tool. You don't have any features at all. Just see Discord, for example. You have X number of features. See Telegram, you have X number of features. But in WhatsApp, you don't have those features. So the WhatsApp is not a tool for the big companies. We use Slack for that. And so Slack, email, and unfortunately WhatsApp for the clients who prefer WhatsApp, let's just say.
Okay, so Tessin, I think so. This will be my last question related to agency, and then we will move on.
Okay.
That is, whenever someone start agency, or after some time they feel that they should build up their your own office, or they should put their agency physically. And there is another debate in which a lot of sellers, or you can say agency owner, says that we can manage all operations online, just from home. So, what's your thought, and what do you feel? Which one is better?
We can never finish that debate. That's the first thing. We can never finish that debate. However, my opinion is for the office. I think the learning environment and the collaborative environment that we have in office cannot be replicated remotely. Um, you just have to work double hard. That's the thing. So, and in office employee and the remote employee, if they have to get the same thing done, the remote employee has to work double effort and around 1.5x the time.
Okay.
That, generally speaking, is not really possible. You only have X number of hours, right? You don't have unlimited hours. You can just, hey, we'll get this done however much hours it takes. That's not the game. So, generally speaking, that is the game. You have to work twice as hard, and that for me is not possible. I have like crazy number of meetings already in my day online. And if I have a meeting with all of my employees, I will just be on meetings all day. I like to work with my two hands as well. So that's why I can't have a remote team. We do, just to clarify, we do have remote employees, by the way. We do have a significant part of our team as remote, but um, it's not as easy. Let's just say.
So perfect. I agree with you. I think so. There is another perspective. If someone has just started company, instead of buying office or rent, or getting involved yourself in all these stuffs, it is much better to start online and start building SOPs. Your just few team members who can work on technical side, on the sales sides. And I think so. With the passage of time, when you feel that there is a lot of things that I think there is a specific stage where you feel now we need to build culture. Before that, it is something you will add in your agency just as another, it will be another job, managing all your stuff, managing your office rent. Uh, and there's a lot of issues in Pakistan. So
It
I
is a
think so.
job.
Yeah, it is a job. It's a separate job. So I think so. It is much better to before you involve yourself in this stuff. Uh, make SOPs, build your agency, and when you will feel confident, whenever you will be confident, you can go with a physical office.
Sure, we can agree on that. Why not?
Okay,
That
perfect.
is one opinion.
Yeah, sure, exactly. So let's move on, Tessin. We are just going to wrap up this. I would like to ask a very common question that a lot of Pakistani investors or people are discussing nowadays. How you see the future of Amazon from the perspective,
That's a good question.
fr-
That's a very good question.
yeah,
That's a
from
very
the
good question.
perspective of investor.
Investors.
Yeah,
So first thing is, as long as you are making sales, investors' money is gonna come in. Okay. So it's just about how much money you need. For example, you're in 2018, you are in 2016. You start out with a few $1,000s. You build it up. Ta-da! You have a great company. Good for you. In 2023, if you're coming into a niche and you have six Chinese sellers and four very experienced US sellers, you don't stand a chance at all. So it's
exactly,
about the amount of money that is needed to compete on the global scale. So that is where the difference is. So from an investor's perspective, I think that perspective needs to change. They need to understand how brands work. They need to understand how to build retail readiness, how to build brands which people want to buy, and not just private label products from China. So that, of course, takes R&D. That of course takes time. So again, it's a one of the my LinkedIn connects shared a status once. He said, hey, if I was to go and build a D2C brand, how much is the budget? There's a debate. How much is the budget? Makes sense. And he just built out. Okay, so hey, this is this, and the budget is 400K. So now you can say, hey, I'm in Pakistan. I'm going to save money. So maybe you can save some, but I'm pretty sure you're not competing with 50,000 budget with the 400,000. So that perspective needs to change. We need to be able to work on a similar level to be able to compete on a global scale.
okay, perfect. So if I will talk from a perspective of service providers, how you see, what would be your suggestion or opinion on this? How service provider can grow in this niche? What are the basic things that you think that it must be followed by every agency?
It's not a niche anymore. It's an industry.
Okay,
Find different niches in the industry and work on them. We have a lot of agencies
amazing.
coming up, mashallah. Hasib Ehsan, I think you talked to him as well,
Yeah,
right? From
exactly,
Karachi, the blanket guy. He built a great agency, mashallah. He's a good
exactly.
friend. And you have other people working in different niches. So start finding those niches and you'll make good money.
Okay, perfect. So let's wrap up this conversation. What are the your favorite top three books that you would like to refer anyone who is working in the digital space?
In the digital space, that's a good question, by the way. I would suggest to read Dan Kennedy on marketing. He's a great guy to explain things in a very simplistic manner. Dan Kennedy is one. You need to what's the name of the guy? The guy who owns ClickFunnels. I forget his name. He has a great book on. He has a swipe book, if you want to call it that. 100 sales funnels. I have that book as well. Then he has another book on sales funnels. So you can, yes, just Google the guy. Let me just Google it right now.
Sure,
ClickFunnels CEO. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I forget names quite a lot. Okay. Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson is the
okay,
name. So you need to read books from Russell Brunson. He explains sales funnel in a very nice way. Dan Kennedy, he's kind of the mentor of Russell Brunson. And there is another book that I forget the name of. I actually got it in PDF and I printed it. So I don't remember the cover. That's why. But if you are into reading books, you should definitely read Alex Hormozy. That's the 100 million offers. And that book is just gold. If you don't read that book, you are missing out on so many things. You don't understand of you don't even understand an offer. If you don't have an understanding of offers, how are you going to build win-win offers? It's just not possible that you will do it out of your own luck. It's just not possible. You have to read into it. You have to understand it. You have to educate
Agree.
yourself, and only then you will be able to build offers which actually convert.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Tehsin, my next question would be, what is the one best advice you have ever received from anyone? It can be open, not
Right.
related to Amazon or digital space. It can be anything.
That's a very good question, by the way, and I don't know something. I have one on my desktop. Let me read it to you.
Sure.
Yeah. Successful among us delay gratification and bargain with the future. That's from
Agreed.
Jordan Peterson. And it
Wherein,
really relates to me. And hopefully I'm able to live with that. I don't do it as much as
inshallah,
I would like to, but hopefully, inshallah.
inshallah, inshallah. And Tehsin, what is the one worst advice you have ever received from anyone?
बिजनेस नहीं करना चाहिए, जॉब करनी चाहिए.
Okay, that's good.
सही
Interesting.
है. That's again, I'm not saying job अच्छी नहीं है, business अच्छा है. I'm just saying, think about it. Think what makes sense for you, and then try and see where you land. Don't dismiss anything just because somebody said so.
Um, there is another debate in our industry, and it's, I think, very important to discuss with you, the guy who is working very good in this digital space. Normally, whenever someone start his business, or he plan or aim to start anything in digital space, he get confused with the number of courses Pakistani experts are offering, or there is obviously international
So
influencers
first of
as well.
all, don't read for any Pakistani. Again, let me rephrase it. Okay, anybody who's trying to sell you something is not a good idea. It's not a good opportunity at all. Some good opportunities don't need to be sold. People find good opportunities. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपके अखबार में जितने रियल एस्टेट के प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, आपके लिए वो नहीं है. ठीक है, क्योंकि वो अखबार में आ चुके हैं, क्योंकि लोगों ने उसमें से पैसा बनाया. ठीक है, तो वो अखबार में आए, पैसा बन चुका है उसमें से. जो कोर्सेज मार्केट में हैं, उनसे पैसा लोगों ने बना लिया, वो गेम पुरानी हो गई. ठीक है, आपका काम है नई अपॉर्चुनिटीज ढूंढना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अमेजोन में अगर बात करते हैं, तो अमेजोन के अंदर कुछ और फील्ड निकालना ना यार, rather than अमेजोन प्राइवेट लेबल करने के. ठीक है, यू कैन फाइंड न्यू थिंग्स. माशाल्लाह टिकटॉक का आजकल ट्रेंड चला हुआ है, उसकी गेम चल रही है एक पूरी. ठीक है,
जी.
तो लर्न फ्रॉम द पीपल हु आर एक्चुअली बिल्डिंग द गेम, नॉट फ्रॉम पीपल हु आर ट्रांसलेटिंग द गेम. सही है, तो ट्रांसलेट करें उनसे ना सीखो, क्योंकि दे आर ट्राइंग जस्ट ट्राइंग टू मेक मनी ऑफ ट्रांसलेशन. दैट्स इट. जो बिल्ड कर रहे हैं उनसे सीखो, वो जनरली स्पीकिंग गोरे ही होते हैं. ठीक है ना. अब अगेन, मैं उर्दू में बात करते हुए बोल रहा हूँ कि उर्दू नहीं सुननी. ठीक है ना, बट आई डोंट केयर. सही है, आप मुझे भी ना सुनो, कोई मसला मसाइल नहीं है. ठीक है, बट learn from people who don't need to be selling you something, who are actually doing things, rather than the people who are just selling courses, for God's sake.
So interesting.
Again,
Perfect.
there are good course sellers as well, but unfortunately, it is the market.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Thank you so much, Tehsin, for having on this podcast. It was really nice conversation, and we have covered a lot of things related to agency or personal growth in digital space. And I'm very hopeful this conversation is going to be very fruitful for our all viewers. Thank you, Tehsin, for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, and we should catch up sometime.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, Tehsin.
Okay.
See you next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.